Hey everyone, how's it going? Boomslang here. Welcome to my channel. So, last time I went live, I had an issue with the chat. I think that's because I had the settings set on like uh, okay for kids, which must have eliminated the whole chat um, dialogue. I don't know. So this time I made sure I didn't have it. It's not for kids, and the chat's there. So I don't know. That's the only change I made. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out. If the chat's working on your side, go ahead and just type in the number one, whatever, just so I know it's working. If you want, don't have to. Um, Other than that, want to do the test and make sure that's working. Because I think the viewership was down last time because I didn't have the chat enabled. I know it's Sunday, football Sunday, so I just wanted to basically do a test. If you guys want to talk Astros, we can talk Astro scandal. It's all over the place. I've commented on several of these talk show hosts' videos that they post on YouTube. My thoughts and feelings about it. Everyone has thoughts and feelings about it, I'm sure. Whether they feel that their team was cheated, if you're a Dodgers fan, if you're a Yankee fan, whatever, or if you're just a fan of baseball, which I am, and used to think that the Astros were just darn good no matter who they faced. I wasn't aware of all the analytics, all the home and away stats. I didn't pay attention to that. I just pay attention to certain players and what they were doing, how well they were doing, and the perception that they're just darn good. Well, maybe like people are saying, maybe that's not true now. Maybe they've had some uh, other assistants, whatever. I guess what ticks me off a little bit is that they stole from the fans. They stole from their union brothers, their MLB union brothers, who and let's talk about young players coming up. How some of their careers may have been irrevocably whatever. How their reputations um, have been ruined by facing some of these guys if they were cheating in 2019. 2017, that's already been said they cheated. So let's talk about punishments. The punishment's good enough. Um, I don't know. You tell me. I guess we'll rip some packs while we talk. Um, I don't think so. I understand that the monetary portion of it. Let's turn this down. The monetary portion of it is the max that they could be fined. How's that? I just want you to be able to see the cards. There we go. So I got a huge stack of cards I pulled out here, packs, just for purposes of filling time while we talk Astros. Get my glasses on. Excuse me, get my glasses on. So I did a video kind of like this last night, but I didn't have it live. Where I opened up some random packs, so you'll see some of these packs again. In this video, two Pirates back to back again. Two Brewers back to back, but we'll take the Molitor. A's sticker. Sacks. Dewey Evans. Greg Olson. Bannister. Tommy Green. Two Braves back to back. Marker. Both of them are rookies. Rookie cards. Look at that. Cool. We'll take the Molitor card. Here's something you don't see a whole lot. Topps All-Star doubleheaders. Rookie card and 1989 card. Two baseball cards with one holder. So you turn it over and that's how it looks. And this is the stupid checklist. So who can we get on the checklist? Kirby Puckett, Carlton Fizz, Roger Clemens, Viola Eckersley, McGuire, Vince Lake, Ashby, Hershiser, Danny Jackson, John Franco, Gibson, Strawberry, Dawson, Ozzie Smith, Bobby Bowe, Rhino, Will the Thrill, Mike Greenwell, Jose Canseco, Trammell Boggs, Julio Franco, and Don Mattingly. So there's quite a selection of Hall of Famers on that list. So let's see who we got in this little pack. Ah, look, it's a Canseco. So there's the card, and there's his rookie card. Jose Canseco. That would it's very small. I mean, if you look at the size of it compared to a card, it's small. It's I don't know, twice the size of the cards that used to come in the Cracker Jack boxes. But there's Jose Canseco, and we'll put him next to the sticker. We'll put his rookie card up. All right. So back to the Astros. I hope even Astros fans begin to realize that they were cheated. Oh yeah, they got to celebrate the World Championships and going to the World Series, but in the long run, they were cheated out of fair play, the sense of fair play, Dodger sticker, competition, everything that today's ball players, when they were little leaguers, were taught growing up. And I know this because I coached Little League for a couple of years, and I played Little League, and a lot of us played Little League, and we know that that's part of the motto is sportsmanship, fair play. Don't cheat. We're taught not to cheat when we're kids, hopefully. Mike Scott. There's Carlton Fisk. People like Dave Justice, Hibbard, James, and another Molitor. Different unis. I was just checking to make them out. I know they're different years and stuff, but to make sure they're not using old file footage of the players. So we got 2 Molitor. Maybe it's going to be a Paul Molitor day. How about this? Let's open up this 92 Pinnacle with Kirby Puckett on the front. Back to the fines and penalties. They were penalized monetarily the max that the league is allowed to penalize a team and owner, $5 million. To you and I, that's a lot. To those owners, it's a drop in the bucket. It's like what gets dropped inside the cushions of your couch or something like that. It's what's kept in your ashtray of your car to pay your tolls with and stuff like that, or whatever. You know what I mean? To them, it's not a whole big deal. You need to hit them harder with taking away money that's used for their salary caps and stuff like that. That's just cash. That's not like, okay, well, we're gonna penalize you and you're not gonna be able to use money for this and that. We're gonna take it from that pool of your money, not from your wallet directly. There's an Ozzie Smith. So we've got the Wizard of Oz, Pasquale, Andy Moto rookie card, Lance Dixon rookie card. Here's Robin Yount, dirt biking. Nowadays they would frown upon that a lot because you could get injured, and it's built into player contracts about their activities that they do. Joe Carter during the off season, that if they get hurt, well, they could lose money. And why would you do that? I understand you love the sport, but like if you like doing motor dirt biking and stuff, and I like doing that. I have a quad. I haven't ridden it in a couple of years, but the point is you have another career you have to support your family with. But anyway, that's off track from what kind of the subject is baseball cards. Hey, truth be told, how's it going? Yeah, I just got it, Justice. I'm sorry I didn't see you come in. There was a Justice right there. I know someone was saying something about Dave Justice. Obviously, there's a lot of guys who like Dave Justice. Let's see, Chuck Finley, Kevin McReynolds, Kevin Seitzer. Here's a Nolan Ryan, Chuck McElroy, Steve Bedrosian. There's a Keith Hernandez. Oh, I'm looking at, we got a Biggio. Nice. So, two good Astro players there. And so, yeah, gorgeous. Okay, yeah. I mean, Dave Justice did well for the Braves. He did fairly well when he was with the Yankees. So, yeah, you can't. Hey, Alex, how's it going? And you see, Alex, I got the settings were wrong the last time I did. I had it set, like okay for kids. And, yep, that was the only thing I changed going back. And that appears to be what the problem was. So, what do you guys think about the whole Astros things? I know you guys had time to think about it. All prejudices aside, though, I mean, if you're an Astro hater, you can't let that cloud your thought process as to what should be done to these players going forward. The Hall of Fame careers that these guys have been working on. Mark Grace there. Here's another Biggio. Nice one. A lot of people don't know he came up as a catcher. White Sox, Roberto Hernandez. And Jose Uribe's been making a lot of appearances on this channel lately. So, yeah, thanks. Yeah, I didn't take long to get it up and going, that's for sure. But, so this whole Astros thing, I've weighed in, not on my channel. Some people take it as a personal attack on them and their team. However, I'm a fan of the Yankees, which is a team, from the evil empire as well. And we've had to deal with a lot of haters for a very, very, very long time, just by the fact that the Yankees were perceived, and they did, you have to admit it, they did buy championships back in the day, with all of the Steinbrenner money. But that playing field's been, kind of leveled out. Teams can go over the luxury tax if they want, but they have to pay that penalty. And Orioles checklist, the dreaded yellow borders. So, but let's get back to the Astros, because that's really been bugging me. There's Sabo. Mark McGwire. So you got a Sabo and a McGwire in this, I guess. I'll put that there. Is that what should happen to these guys' careers? What do you guys think? Their careers that they've been working so hard on. Would they jeopardize all of that for a ring or two rings? I understand that they got immunity from this first time, and maybe it carries over, or maybe they think it carries over, or they want it to carry over before they come clean on it. Standard practice for anybody who gets in trouble is what? Me? I didn't do that. No, it wasn't me. It was some guy who looked like me, but it wasn't me. I mean, that is the human nature of things, right? People don't like getting caught, will not admit getting caught, even with their hand in the so-called cookie jar, as they do not want to admit it. So, man, there was like nobody in that pack. Darryl Kyle, rest in peace. Let's go to some 1990 tops. Maybe I'll have better luck than John Debs. So yeah, John, I opened one pack, and right there it was, staring at me. Yeah, that's a pipe dream. That might be worth wearing a buzzer for, right? That old Frank Thomas no name advertisement. Just blowing through these cards. Look at that. Got Jim Rice and Fred McGriff. So we got a Rice. Very nice. I'm trying to think if I did a TTM on this. I think I may have did this because it's got a lot of white here in the front for him to sign. I did do a couple TTMs to Fred McGriff. How about some 90? I opened one of these already? Yes, I did. Let's open 89 tops. Advertisement. Paul Molitor. That's our third Molitor card today. There you go. Wow, these packs are kind of dudish. Like nothing. All right, how about this? And again, I know I opened some of these yesterday on a video, but you know I got them laying around and I wanted to test the live. Hey Tat, comics, how's it going? I got to take some time to read some of the. I have not sent out for Fred McGriff. I sent out sent out for Jim Rice's a while ago. I've already gotten them back, and those autographs are put away with all my other autographs in that box. Going to read some. Truth be told, just cheaters deserve the penalty of cheating. They made it for themselves now. Can't trust. Yeah, well, yeah. So they're tainted. The championships, to me, are tainted if they're not going to take them away. Here's my take on it. Take it away. Take it away. And if they're worried about, oh, we can't change the records, we don't want to change the records, you know what you do? You take it away and you do like the football did back in the day where there's AFL and NFL. And they didn't have a Super Bowl. Before the Super Bowl, they had NFL champs and they had the AFL champions. That's it. The National Football League was the National Football League. The American Football League was the American Football League. They had their own champion at the end of the season. Team with the best record, that's the champ. You're the champ. All right. So why not do that in this for these next few years, 17, 18, and even 19 now? We're going to have, it's going to be three or plus years that the records are going to show World Series not played. We have an National League champion, Dodgers, American League champion, whoever. Was it the Yankees? Whatever. No one even remembers who loses. I don't. Who the losers are. You remember? We only remember the winners, right? America loves winners, and maybe that's why this all came about, is because winning in this country and is everything. If you're I've heard people say if you're not cheating, you're not trying or whatever. I don't believe that, but I think it's. I like to harken back to the old Ricky Bobby, Talladega Nights quote that his dad would tell him, "If you're not first, you're last." And so maybe that's the mentality, that ownership. Remember, this breeds from the top down. It doesn't grow from the bottom up. It comes from the top down and it filters down. And if the top down condones it and allows it to continue to happen, then it's perceived just like a child. It's perceived to be okay. Oh, well, yeah, mom and dad said it was, they didn't say it wasn't okay. How many times we said that as kids? Or AJ Hinch is like blinders on and he knows what's going on, and he's the dad that says, well, go ask your mother. Hey, Dad, can we do this? Go ask your mother. And then the kids are not going to go ask mom because they know mom's going to say no. So they just come back and say, well, what'd your mother say? She said, yeah. She said, it was okay. And then dad blinders on, just, continues on, right? So AJ Hinch is as at fault as anybody else. I don't believe him when he says that he had no idea what was going on or he didn't condone it. But ultimately, he had the power to stop it. Well, he did smash 2 monitors. He didn't smash 3 monitors. He didn't smash 4 monitors. You know, he should have smashed as many monitors until MLB commissioner's office um, had to come down and tell him to stop, or they said, you know what, we can't keep it here. Someone keeps breaking it. We're going to charge the team, but we're going to have to move it. That's all. And what's a monitor? It's a couple, like $100. I mean, come on, guys. They didn't have a super duper expensive TV down there. Gil Hodges, who I used to think he was in the Hall of Fame. He's not. It's sad. There's a Hall of Famer, Harold Baines. Checklist. I don't see many of these checklists in here. One thing about checklists, guys, is they hold their value. Just for those of you guys who hate checklists. And look at the cards in the sets and they fluctuate. The cards for the checklist for the most part, hold their value. There's nobody in that pack. I got gum stain on the back of, not stained, but it's resin, like you can feel it. It's like sandpaper. You know what? Let's open this 87 because everyone wants to see if we get a bounce. We got a Roger Clemens here. Who's on the back? Nobody. We got Clemens All-Star, the insert card on the back. Yeah, does McGriff do TTM? I don't know. I'm a member of a website, and it's what the heck is it? Sportscollector.net, and it costs you like $15, $16 a year to be a member, and you get all the addresses, you get the percentages of successful return rates, you got guys selling their stuff that they get, trading autographs that they got. Like, well, I've got 3 of this one now, so I'll trade you for that. You can post pictures of what you got, TTM through the mail on their site. So it's pretty good. It's only once a year. You got to pay their fee, so that's not bad. Yeah, well, Alex, MLB dropped the ball already because they didn't lower the hammer. They didn't. They didn't say, take it away. They said, first of all, they knew about this a while ago. They knew. Teams have been crying about it to the commissioner's office. It's been reported in the media through, social media by players and other people long before it finally broke, right? Ken Rosenthal broke it. You know what? He was just one of the guys who helped out it. Mike Fiers was the guy. And now he's going to be villainized too. Jessica Mendoza already did that. I don't know if you guys saw any comments from Jessica Mendoza. I never even heard of her until she made this comment, guys. And apparently she's an ESPN analyst on one of the shows with Alex Rodriguez and someone else. Jessica Mendoza says basically that Mike Fiers should not have come public with it, should have been handled internally by baseball, and that was the end of it, right? He was totally wrong, blah, 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 blah. She basically called the guy a rat, all right? She calls the guy a rat, right? And now what's that message she just sent to all these young kids, these young ball players that watch the show, young kids, little leaguers that maybe watch the show because they like Alex Rodriguez and baseball and everything that they talk about. Because really young kids don't know about Alex Rodriguez and his PEDs and all that. They're going to have to be taught by the parents about these other guys. And that's a whole nother story where I can go off on that. So we got Roger Clemens. She calls the guy a rat, and a day or two later, she's forced to do a retraction, amend her statement. And I think her employer, ESPN, kind of told her, lady, you're way off base on this. It's like, Where was your mind? What are you thinking? The signal you just sent was totally crazy. And a lot of people in the media were saying the same thing, like, what is this lady talking about? So I made a comment on one of the shows. And basically I said, if Jessica Mendoza, if her husband was cheating on her, would she want to know? Would she want someone to tell her? Or would she just go through life with blinders on and pretend that it's not happening? Because her husband, the cheater in this case, right, being like the Astros, players are not going to admit to it. Bill Clinton lied, lied, lied. I did not have sexual relationships with that woman. What happened when it finally came out? Lie, 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 deny, deny, deny. And when all else fails, blame it on someone or something else. That's the whole way human behavior goes. That's the way. Very few people, Ricky Henderson, own up to wrongdoing. Nobody else. So let's check the back of these because I had a string of them that were miscut on the last video. And this one looks good. This came from a different box. So yeah, that's just my take on the whole thing. Is that in this case, cheaters did win. All right. Starting with the primitive banging on trash cans, and the league is like, oh well, yeah, someone may have said something. We sent people out to the stadium to see if they could hear something. They reported back whatever they reported back. They were known to be cheating. Hey, Gorilla, how's it going? And they did nothing to stop it until Mike Fiers came out. Mike Fiers came out, put his name to it, like, you know, which I had a switch gears here for a second. So I had an issue with a fellow employee at work, and he didn't like my toolbox because I had paperwork on top of my toolbox. And I had some nuts and bolts, and everything was marked and labeled and all that stuff. And he put a little note on my box and says, clean this up or else I will. This may be acceptable because I came in from a different area. This may be acceptable from where you came from, but it is not acceptable here. And didn't sign it, didn't have the balls to sign it. Excuse my French, but this is not for children. He didn't have the cojones to sign it. So all I could do, my only recourse was to sign the note. And I signed the bottom of the note. I says, be a man, sign your name on this, so we can talk about it, so we can discuss it, right? Well, no name, nothing. And now my fellow employees, the guys that I work with on day work, are really egging me on, getting me really jacked up. And I'm getting jacked up now. I'm getting fired up. And I'm like, I'm going to wait around after work and I'm going to see who this person is. And then, we'll go from there. I want to see who it is. They're telling me who it is. They have a pretty good hunt. It's like the banging on the trash cans. Oh, we know who it is. We know. Because they know they worked with this guy for a while. And I was new to the area. But I can't go off of what just they're saying. I got to do my own investigation, right? Like MLB. Well, so I hung around at night and saw who it was. And they were right. It was the suspect in question was the person that they said. But never owned up to it, never did anything. And he then proceeded to go and sort through everything on my box. He wanted to know my toolbox. He wanted to know. And he couldn't do anything because I was within my legal rights, according to, there's a Roger Clemens, according to my employer's directives, right? They state what you can and cannot do with your toolboxes, what can be on your toolbox, what cannot be. Sheffield. And as long as everything was marked and identified, there was nothing anyone can do. I was within my rights to keep my box in with paperwork and some hardware on top. Anyway, so But the moral of this thing to the story is it didn't have to go this far. All he had to do is put his name to it. We could have sat down. We could have talked. No, he went and did other things and tried to throw stuff away like he threatened to do. And I watched him. He couldn't because everything I was within the legal guidelines. I was following the rules. Anyway, that's just my personal experience. As far as Mike Fiers coming out and outing, the Astros. Well, he was a member of the team and he benefited from it. You know what? Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. The fact that he grew a conscience, right, is what matters here. Sure, made sure he got his immunity and all that good stuff. That's fine. But someone has to be paid. So it was AJ Hinch and it was the GM. And Raul Mondesi is the foil card. Wow, these packs suck. There's another 90 tops. And here's another one here. So, anyway, sorry about the rant, guys. I'm just fired up about the whole cheating thing. And not because I'm a Yankee fan or I'm a Dodgers fan. I'm a baseball fan like a lot of you guys are. And the whole thing is just, it's going to be bad. And I think the league is afraid to really come down with the hammer because other teams are cheating in some form because nothing was done to the Astros, and it's been going on for possibly 3 years, right? Nothing's been done. Some ball players who are actually putting their names to their tweets and calling out the Astros, right? Carlton Fisk. That's our second Fisk card. Okay, they're still on the screen. They're not. They're barely on the screen. Are getting some backlash too from people. But we want people. There's a Boggs. So this turned out to be an okay pack. It would have been great if we'd had the no-name Frank Thomas or even Frank Thomas, right? So we've got Ripken Record Breaker. We got a Boggs All-Star out of that and a Carlton Fisk All-Star. Let's open this other one up. Making chili. Cool. Yeah, it's chilly out here. I live in New Jersey, so it's a little chilly. Got a light dusting of snow the other day. Excuse me, but it didn't last long, and it kind of turned into sleet, and it's all gone today. Ben McDonald. That's the only card in that pack. Holy moly, I'm starting to feel like John Jabs, and I only opened up 3 packs. All right, let's check into this 87 rack pack, see what we get. Carlton Fisk. That's our third Fisk. Roberto Clemente puzzle. Paul Molitor. That's our 4th Molitor card. Nice. Dale Strawberry. Ron Darling. Corey Snyder. Sean Dunston. So Molitor and Fisk. Not bad. Wish we had more better cards in that pack. You know what? We got this other 87 tops. Let's do it. All right. By the way, we had a Boggs on the front. I didn't even look at it. It was on there. Lou Whitaker. Charlie Huff. 2 Pirates already. That's not a good sign. 3 Pirates. Sammy Khalifa. 4 Pirates. Are you kidding me? We're for sure not getting a Bonds in this one. We've already used up our allotment of team cards. Dave Rigetti. 5 Pirates. Wade Bogg. I think we had another Bogg somewhere. Mark McGuire. We got him in yesterday's pack. So, I mean, technically he's not. We'll put him in with the Justice card. Will Clark. Not a Hall of Famer, but Gary Carter. All right, so the last stack of cards saved this pack. Woo, all right. How about some Leaf? He says boom. Must be for the Big Mac. Jack Morris. I think we got one of him. There's another Boggs. Dwight Evans. Another Fisk. So that's our 4th Fisk. 4 Molitors. Strawberry. Heathcliff Slocum. And a puzzle piece of Harmon Killebrew. How about some Stadium Club? 92 Stadium Club. Now, in the last video, we pulled a Frank Thomas out of here. I don't remember what series it was, though. Series 2 or 3. This is Series 3. These cards are a little sticky, but not bricky. How's that? So there's the advertisement. Sticky, not bricky, though. Mark Langston, Mike Moore, Dave Fleming, Rich Amaro. There's Bonds. Not an all-star, not a member's choice, but just his base card, number 620. That's his Topps rookie card right there. Nice. So, although he's not in the Hall of Fame, we'll put him on the non-Hall of Famer stack. And that's it. That was the card in that pack. But glad we got it, right? Let's open this 89. Let's see if we get a Griffey in here or not. Any big hits? Let's see. Chat. So, I mean, we've got Hall of Fame cards. So we got a couple Biggios. We got like 4 different Carlton Fisks. We got that one little Nolan Ryan. We've got 4 Paul Molitor cards. But like super hits? No. Just Hall of Famers. Which are still good. I mean, for guys who PC these guys, you know. We got a Yount on a dirt bike, Ozzy. We got Harold Baines, Gary Carter, Boggs, Herzog, Carter, Lee Smith, Ricky Henderson, Rice, Ripken, Boggs, and Morris. So, got a few nice cards. And then the non Hall of Famers is that Bonds, Will Clark. We did pull this McGuire, which got people excited, and someone actually got excited over this Justice card. So then we got this. I know people like Canseco. I opened this up earlier. This come in this double headers, Topps double headers. You get the rookie card on the back, and then you get the 89 Topps card right here. And it says it stands up. You know, you can have this like on your display when you're doing your videos or whatnot. But now we're back to opening this. Let's see if we can get the Griffey Jr. I mean, that gum looks so edible. I wonder if my wife will eat this. Hey, hon, I got some gum. You want some? Crickets. Cricket sounds. You don't have special effects. I'd be playing the crickets right now. Actually, she probably got her headphones on. I told her I was doing a live recording. She popped her head in and then ran out real quick. All right, who do we have here? Checklist. I like checklists. Guys don't like checklists. I do because they hold their value. There's a Yogi. So he's up there with the Gil Hodges, who is not in the Hall of Fame. I thought Hodges was. Apparently he's not. There's a Whitaker. Sweet Lou Whitaker. Who signs their name like that? Obviously, he's a guy at the card company because that's not his real signature. He might have signed it like that. I've never done a TTM, and that's it. No, nothing great in there. Let's open this Bowman. 99 Bowman. Well, we got a El Duque Hernandez. Orlando Hernandez. How about a Manny? Manny Ramirez. And there's Manny just being Manny, right? Not a Hall of Famer, but a nice card to have. Pat Hintgen. Ooh, look at that. I got a Mo Rivera. Being a Yankee fan, I don't have many Mariano Riveras. So that gets me a little excited right there. Yeah, it's football Sunday, right, guys? I'm surprised I got people in here. Look at how skinny he was before he started eating well on the Yankee money. You definitely filled out. We all fill out, though. That's just with age. It's not like Barry Bonds filled out. Oh, look, another Hall of Famer, Mike Messina, Moose. Very nice pack so far. Milton Bradley, Wade Miller, Tony Clark. He used to have something to do with MLB. I don't know if he still has ties with the Players Association or what. So we got Manny Ramirez, Messina, and Rivera. Not bad. Not a bad pack. And Manny's one of those guys that cheated, right? And ruined his Hall of Fame career. All right, so let's open up this 91 Upper Deck, see what we got. See what we get. Oakland A's sticker. George Bell, Matt Williams, Juan Gonzalez was the guy in that pack. So, Juan Gon. About some 95 score Series 2 hobby pack. Again, not the last time, but the time before I opened up one of these, it was kind of bricked, and this is kind of bricked. It's like like one of those accordion folders you open up to put paperwork in. Crap. All right. So, I asked my wife about a hairdryer. I know hairdryers are really old, and she said she has one somewhere, but I never was able to locate it. So, you know what? Let's open up this other one and see if we have better results. Now, the one I opened up last night was pretty good, so I don't know. These all came from the same 2 boxes. So maybe the one box was all bricked up. I had 2 boxes. See, now this is pretty good. Ivan Rodriguez, right there. Our gold card is Cal Allred. Rookie card is Fausto Cruz. There's another Wade Boggs for the Hall of Fame pile. Charles Johnson was a big name when he first came up. It's all the rage. Now we got some paper loss here. Billy Ripken, Alan Watson's got paper loss, and they weren't even stuck. And Dibble got paper loss, and they weren't even hardly stuck. I can imagine how that other brick is going to turn out. All right, how about some 92 Upper Deck? We're going to look for Ted Williams autograph card in here, right? It's about 2,000 or 2,500 of each that were inserted in random packs. Rick Sutcliffe. We got Ken Griffey Jr. though. There you go. I'm sure people were excited when they first saw that one coming out of packs. Pretty cool. Time lapse. So he goes in a Hall of Fame stack. Alvin Davis. Hojo. PJ Surhoff. Raul Mondesi. Checklist. And a Juan Gon again. Closing out a pack. So, got a junior card. You know what? We got one more pack of these. Might as well do it up. Mark Grace, Steve Bushell, Ruben Sierra, Ellis Burks. Not stuck at all. Look at this pack. We have, which is good because it would have ruined this nice foil Tom Glavine. Very nice. Goes in the Hall of Fame pile. Corey Bailey. There's a Cal Ripken Jr. Hitters Incorporated. David Wells, but not bricked, but look, still got paper loss. The last 3 cards again. Geronimo Baroa. So, all right, guys, I got to step away for a second. I'll leave you with the vision of these guys here. My wife's calling me, so I got to go see what's going on. Did hear the dog barking, so. Let's do this. No, it's not a good site, but. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. My wife had a question about her game. So let's check. Hey, John, thanks for stopping in. You missed the big part of my discussion was about the whole Astros cheating thing. How it's really bothered me, and I'm sure it bothers a lot of you guys too. But um, and I don't even have a horse in this race or whatever you want to call it, but how they cheated and they cheated their own fellow union guys, the MLB players, out of money. So someone else brought this up. It's not me. This thought. 2017, Jose Altuve wins the MVP for the American League. Aaron Judge wins the Rookie of the Year and could have won the MVP, right? But Altuve beat him out, and then the cheating started supposedly. Probably started before 2017, but no one caught on until then, right? But whatever. If Judge wins Rookie of the Year and the MVP, someone said it was in his contract he could have got $8 million for winning the MVP. So, if that's true, in actuality, he stole $8 million out of Aaron Judge's pocket. And if it's been publicized in the news and all over social media that Aaron Judge did have a picture of him and Jose Altuve, and he was congratulating Altuve on his MVP award. But Judge has taken that photo down. He's taken it down off of his Twitter or wherever it was at, whatever account it was on. So I think Judge is a little upset too now. I mean, they knew they were cheating. Here's a Will the Thrill Clark, but they didn't, the whole extent of the cheating and how it's evolved. And actually, so if they went to vibrators, what was on the cards? Because you gotta, like all cheaters and or guys, hackers, they always have to come up with a new shtick to stay ahead of the guys that are trying to catch them. You know what I'm saying? You always have to come up with something different so that you can stay ahead of the people trying to catch you. So what was the next thing on their plate? And who even gave these guys the idea? Like where did they get their ideas from? Jack Morris, Jose Akindo, Fred Lynn was very good when he first came up. Rookie of the Year, hit a lot of home runs. How about an Andre Dawson, the Hawk, right? Paul O'Neill, always loved Paul O'Neill. There's a bow. That'll get some people going. Boom for sure. Another Paul Molitor. That's like our fifth Molitor card. So Ricky Henderson. Mike Scott was a good pitcher back in his time. All-Star, Andre Dawson. Nice. Roberto Alomar. So this is a good Hall of Fame pack. Andres, the Big Cat Galarraga. Chili Davis. Look at that. So we got a Dave Winfield, Hall of Famer. Very good pack there. Or should I say 3 packs? Because basically a rack pack is 3 packs. All right. Which one do you guys want to see next? We should, these different series, Series 1, Series 1. So we got a few left. You guys pick your poison while I catch up on some chat. No, only one Dave Justice card. That was like within the first couple packs that Dave Justice was pulled. So thanks for the thumbs ups, guys. By the way, thanks for the thumbs up. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. I know it's football Sunday, and some people, I personally do not watch football anymore. And to be honest, for when I was a kid growing up, it was the Jets, and I liked Joe Namath, so I followed the Jets because of Joe Namath. And when John Riggins um, went to Washington, I kind of just followed the Redskins because Riggins was down there. And then I kind of just stayed with the Redskins because what the heck, right? But after RG3 thing and everything just went downhill from there. So I stopped totally following football altogether. I still enjoy the Patrick Mahomes, and Patrick Mahomes has a tie to MLB. His father was a pitcher in the Twins organizations. He may have been in other organizations too, but I have cards of his father as a pitcher for the Minnesota Twins. So anyway, that's that. That's his tie. Do the 90 upper deck. Maybe find a Justice rookie. All right, we have two of those. Ryan Sandberg, Hall of Fame stack, right? Kirby Puckett. One thing about Upper Deck, they always had some pretty clear, crisp, sharp photos. Steve Sachs. Jimmy Key. So no Justice rookie, but we pulled down two Hall of Famers. John Smiley, Frank White. There's a Jack Morris. Dave Stewart was a good pitcher. Gary Templeton, who was traded for Ozzie Smith way back in the early days of both their careers. There's Eric Plunk, John's favorite ball player of all times, and Billy Ripken. So there you go, John Jabs, if you're still here. There's your boy. Doesn't always make guest appearances on your show. He is prolific throughout the hobby. We all run across that guy. Yeah. All right, so let's do this 91 Leaf. And there's the puzzle card right there. That's the Harmon Killebrew. Sachs, Young, Devereaux, Seitzer, Rhodes, De Leon, Salazar, Viola, who I used to think was in the Hall of Fame. He's not. Mark Whitten, the wrong card, though, John. You bought yours, though, right? You said, finally. Paul O'Neill, Charlie Hayes, Charlie Brent, and a checklist with a dinged corner. Nothing to write home about except for that Killebrew puzzle piece. Yeah, that's true. Truth. Thanks to John, Eric Plunk cards, the market has began to soar. How about this 89 Topps? Look at this gum, John. Doesn't it just make your mouth start to salivate? I mean, really. All right, here's the advertisement piece. If you wanted a sweater, you could have got a really cool sweater back in the day. Been wearing that swag. Earl Hershiser. Another Molitor. That's like our sixth Paul Molitor card today so far. Wally Joyner, and the Pirates team card. So, Molitor saved that pack. How about some 90 Bowman? Now the dogs are barking, going crazy. Just takes one. It's like a whole alarm system. One dog in the hood barks and causes my dog to bark. Look, we got right off the bat. I don't know if you guys will ever get a sneak peek of that, but so there's Will the Thrill, Joe Carter, Gary Carter. Already, this is a great pack. Even Avery was the man back in his time, right? There it is. Frank Thomas card. That's pretty sweet. That's a sweet card. Frank made his professional baseball debut at Sarasota Gulf Coast League in 1989. He also played at Sarasota Florida State League in 89. Very, very nice card. Off center, top to bottom, but still a nice card. Bert Blyleven, Hall of Famer. And that's it. But that was an awesome pack right there. Very good. All right, guys, we got to do it. We got to get to it, so we might as well open them up. So this Fleer Ultra, I've been trying to put the set together, and I just yesterday threw away the list of numbers I needed. So now I'm stuck. I don't remember all the numbers I needed, but I only needed like 7 or 8 cards, and I could have completed the set, but it was taking like 4 boxes to complete one set of like 400 cards, 410 total. I just Galarraga, we had Don Mattingly. Sweet. Pick off play at first. Kevin Moss was the man back in the day. Another Yount card. That's nice. David Cohn, Kelly Gruber, and Ellis Burks. Nice pack. Like the Mattingly card. Very nice. What took longer than what you did there, the hobbyist? All right. George Brett. Nice. Mark Walters. Ivan Calderon. That is Darryl Strawberry. Behind them, Foster Grants. Got some. I thought it was paper loss, but it was just some kind of fuzz. Dale Murphy. Not a Hall of Famer, but Mark Grace. Not a Hall of Famer. Ivan Rodriguez. Little Pudge. Decent pack. You got Brett and Rodriguez out of that. We're still looking for that Michael Jordan SP1 card, so let's hit this one up. We got a few packs left, and we'll be done. I don't know how many packs we opened up. There are quite a few. Probably the equivalent of a box of cards. So we got Boston sticker. I've been pulling a lot of like cards from the same team back to back in a lot of these packs. There's Tim Raines chugging along. Harold Reynolds. Zane Smith. And Gary Ward. So thank you, Tim Raines, for being in that pack, because you saved that pack. All right, let's open up this 91 Leaf Series 1, I believe it is. Yeah, Series 1 right at the top. There's Killebrew's number right there on the puzzle. Nice. J-Bell, Smiley, again. 2 Pirates back to back. Another Yount. Seroff. So what is this? A Brewers, Orioles, Pirates pack, Brewers, Orioles, Orioles. Oh, look, they threw Atlanta Brave in there just to screw me up. And then they doubled up on the Braves. They doubled up on the Mets. Wow. Talk about, I don't know, quality control. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 Brewer cards, 4 Oriole cards, 2 Pirates, 2 Mets, 3 Braves, and a partridge in a pear tree in that pack. Interesting how that collated out. All right. Oh, don't forget the puzzle piece. This dude's 99 Bowman. As I said before, I'm kind of a fan of checklists, but this is not a checklist. Number one, you end up wrecking it 50% of the time when you take it apart because of the sticky they put there. They should have just put it in without the sticky. But whatever. Kurt Schilling, not in the Hall of Fame yet, but a decent pitcher. I hated him when I didn't like him when he pitched for the Phillies, and I hated him when he pitched against the Yankees when he was with the Red Sox. So there's a Jeremy Giambi, Christian Guzman, and a Damaso Marte foil card. Absolutely nothing in there except for Schilling. All right, we got 3 left, guys. So let's do the 92 upper deck. I can manage to complete this without banging my head on the overhead camera. Todd Benzinger. Another Molitor. That's like 7 Molitor cards. Tom Glavine. Nice. Young Tom. Even though he's been in the league like 5 years. Still looking young there. Biggio. Very nice. I think we got him in one of the other packs. If not, I pulled him last night out of a pack. Ricky Henderson. And Home Run Heroes, Ted Williams, 1942 Triple Crown year. Card number 30 of 36. That doesn't mean there were 36 Ted Williams cards. They ran them sequentially throughout the years. So the Williams wasn't the first Home Run Heroes set to come out. That might have been Hank Aaron cards. I'm not sure. Maybe now Aaron came out in Series 2 of this, so Aaron came out even after this. I forget who number 1 was. All right, so we got Astros. Boo. Boo special effects. Boo cheaters. Okay. In fact, we're just going to bury that. There we go. For now. Brian Harvey, Terry Pendleton, Jimmy Key, Andy Hawkins, Bryn Smith, Cecil Fielder, Mike York, Steve Sachs. Absolutely nothing in there. The best thing about that was the Astro sticker, which is terrible to say. So that's not saying much about that pack. And our last and final pack for this video is going to be this 92 Pinnacle Series 1. 16 cards in the pack. Don't be bricked. It's kind of brick, kind of stuck. So let's see. We'll peel them from the back. Dave Stewart was the man for Oakland back in the day. There we go. Tino Martinez. Brian McRae, son of Hal McRae. Tyler Green. Bob Tewksbury hanging out at the locker. Pretty talented artist. So, how about we get Reindeer Studio, if he's here. I don't know if he's even here. To go ahead and do a drawing of Tewksbury, send it to Tewksbury, and see if he'll sign it and send it back. Why not, right? So there you go. There's your next challenge there, Reindeer Studios. Check it out. Scott. Pretty cool card, but there's your next challenge. If you choose to accept this challenge, come on. Kevin Seitzer, Ruben Sierra. No paper lost. They are ticky-tacky, but not to the point. Lenny Dykstra, last one. Hojo. And that concludes this episode of Mail Call. We'll just lay out the cards here real quick. Bogsies, we'll put them by their sets. I don't know if they're even on screen. Yes, they are. Boggs, Herzogs, Smith, Henderson, Carter, Baines, the other Smith, Yount. Where's the Carter? Molitor, Morris, Glavin, Puckett, Winfield. Get rid of the checklist. Sandberg, Robbie Alomar, Henderson, Molitor, repeat, Bo. People like Bo. Oh, he's in the wrong stack. Ryan, Fisk, Molitor, Teddy Ball Game, Henderson, Biggio, Glavin, Molitor, Pudge, Little Pudge, George Brett, Yount, Cal Ripken, Glavin. There's our junior card. Put him up there. Another Boggs. Boggs. Where do you go, Boggs? Right there you are. Pudge. Mo Rivera. Really like that card. Mike Messina. Yogi. Here's Biggio and the Biggio. So that's it, guys. That concludes this episode of Mail Call. If you guys want to hang around and chit chat, we can do that. But I understand it's football. I'm going to be hanging around a little bit. I am going to talk some more and maybe rant a little more about Astros cheating and all that good stuff. Those of you who like the Canseco's and the Jacksons will kind of put them over here, I guess. Donnie Baseball. People like Will the Thrill. Juan Gonzalez. There's a Manny, right? Manny being Manny. There's Will the Thrill again. I had a request for Justice, so there's Dave Justice. There's the McGuire card we pulled, and there's the Bonds card we pulled. So I think that pretty much covers it. Let's get rid of these stacks. How's that? So pretty much everything's on the screen. We got glare. We don't care about that Henderson card. I like that one. He's really ripping it there. And yeah, so that's it, guys. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Appreciate it. Appreciate all the thumbs up, all the love. Hashtag trash Astros cards. I thought about that, doing a video where we just burn a whole bunch of Altuve cards and Bregman cards. The problem is I don't have hardly any. I don't have like the newer stuff. I get very little of. I'm playing catch up on all of those. All right, hobbyists, you have a good evening too. Thanks, truth be told. Thanks for tuning in. Lots of snow on the roads. Yeah, well, we are from Canada. You should be used to that. I don't even have my drink here. But anyway, guys, I always like. I haven't set these up. These little displays. I like the M&M boys, right? And I really like this little deal I got here. How about that? The Mick. Anyway, I can't wait to get my garage converted. It hasn't even started yet, guys. It is wintertime here. I know it's probably the best time to start doing it. So, but I can't wait. I got so many ideas running through my head. I'm gonna have to sit down and sketch things out and see how I want to do the setup. I would really love to get carpeting in there to have the design of a baseball diamond on the floor. That would be cool. But do it like wall to wall. I've checked in. I've priced out some of that stuff. You can get it. People make it, but it's not the size I wanted to get. So I'd have to only put that in one part of the room and then trim that out with something else. I don't know. But that's one thing I wanted to do. Then I'm thinking about some kind of racking system to store, literally, guys, a mountain of cards. A mountain of cards. So I have cards stacked, guys, like to the rafters almost. And this is my kind of my card room now. That my used to be my son's room. Let's get the camera out of here, and I'm going to show you real quick. Like John won't show you his room, but guys, they're stacked like 20 boxes high, 5,000 counters, 3,000, 3,200 counters, right? Just stacked. And then I have some unopened stuff sitting there yet. And I've got, this is like basketball, hockey. I'm not even seeing what I'm looking at. Basketball, hockey, football from the floor up there. And then I've taken up the whole other room downstairs. That's why I've got to get into the garage as soon as possible. Now if I can get this going here. Go back in here, which I kind of messed it up. All right, how's that? There we go. So you had a little sneak peek as to what's going on here and why I need to get into that garage so my wife can have peace of mind. Chiefs scored already. Good for them. I really, I guess if I got to root for a team, I'm rooting for the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes, why not? Such a young guy. My son is a Packers fan, so obviously we'll be watching the Packer game. Are the Chiefs playing the Packers? I don't know. I don't follow football anymore at all, guys. I mean, really, I know about the football big names, obviously. I used to follow when I was a lot younger, and even up until, like I said, the RG3 era, just totally ruined football for me. I just cannot watch it anymore. I don't even watch a whole lot of baseball. I don't even watch a whole bunch of baseball on TV, guys. You get it in the news. I go to work. I work with a bunch of different people, mostly Philly fans. But there's one guy that's a Red Sox fan, and I hear it from him all the time. He's always asking me, well, how did, during the season, how did the Yankees do last night? And I'm like, I don't know. You tell me. You know if they won or not. I'm a Yankee fan, and I root for the Yankees. I always have my entire life, and that's never going to change unless the modern Yankees get caught up in this cheating scandal too somehow. Because let's face it, human nature is tit for tat, guys. You're going to cheat, and the league is not going to do anything or perceived to not do anything, then it must be okay. By them not acting right away, I understand you got to get your evidence, you got to build your case. I understand that. You don't want to go to court and lose your case because lack of preparation. I got it. I get it. But they've had 3 years almost to get their act together, the league, and have not done anything. Some people say that Rob Manfred is afraid of um, ruining the sport. Like this could be the death knell for baseball. This could be, I mean, people talk about Pete Rose and gambling and how he could have affected the outcome of games. You're right. You're right. Um, so he got his lifetime ban. Shoeless Joe Jackson, lifetime ban. All of the White Sox from 1909, I believe it was, whatever year it was, got their bans, right? For gambling and letting mobsters influence the outcome of the World Series. Pete Rose could have influenced the outcome of every single game that he bet on easily, and it was spelled out last night. I watch a lot of these other excuse excuse me, let me go get a drink. But I watch a lot of other people's talk show videos. I had to get a drink. I watch a lot of people's talk show videos. Here's my drink. And they talk about Pete Rose influencing, saying he only bet on his team to win. All right, if that was true, which again, you're a gambler, man. Gambling's bad, especially if you get hooked. Like it becomes an obsession. But anyway, some guy spelled it out like, well, what if the guy Pete Rose bets on his team to win, and he only bets it's like a doubleheader, and he's got his best pitcher going, right? And he knows who's pitching tomorrow, or the second game is not as good, and he's going up a better pitcher the second half of the doubleheader. So he burns up his bullpen on that first game because he got like 10 grand on the game or something, right? He burns up his bullpen in game one to win it and wins. Okay, game two comes around and they lose. Well, Pete didn't bet on game two. He had no bullpen anyway. He burnt them all up in game one. He used his best players in game one to win that game and, you know, just used his average players. And when I say average players in Major League Baseball, an average player to us compared to us lay people is still like a really, really good athlete. I mean, you've got to be a very good athlete to make it all the way to the major leagues in any sport, NFL, MLB, soccer, right? You name it, any of the Olympics, you have to be the top 10% of athletes in your sport, right? You have to be there, which makes you pretty good. But compared to your peers, it's like when we played high school ball or college ball, right? There was only one or two good guys on each team. The rest of us were just average. I didn't play college ball. I played little league. I played, like Babe Ruth, which is, you like 14, 15, and 16-year-olds. And then I stopped. I didn't play Legion ball or anything like that, which goes to like 18 or something like that. But then I played, when I got older, I started playing when I was like, I don't know, 28, 29. something like that. I was playing in the wooden bat leagues in New Jersey, and that's what I did for the longest time, till 2003. Then I joined the Air Force Reserves, and that cut that out. I didn't play for 12 years. I did my Air Force career. I finished it out. I got my 20 years, 21 and a half years actually in the military. Completed that out, retired from the military, and then went back to playing baseball in 2012. Um, and had a damaged shoulder from previous years playing from way back in like 2000 or something like that. And so um, I had to have surgery, did the surgery, made a comeback, and played again and again and again for years. And then I ruined my other shoulder, um, and had to have surgery and missed a year. And came back and played another year. And then last year I took a year off because I wanted to be with my granddaughters. And so I played baseball. I was going to play again this year. I'm like, all right, I can still swing the whole granddaughter thing, and do my baseball. Um, and out of the blue, my knee is bothering me. Turns out I have torn cartilage in my knee now, my left knee. And I went to the doctor, and I'm like, you know, all I did was like pivot on it wrong at work or whatever. I don't know. I don't even know how it happened. It could be an old one that now it's torn to the point that is very painful, locks up, all this good stuff. And now I'm 60 years old, guys, so I'm up there in age. I'm older than a lot of you. Some of us were in the same age category. And um, went had all the X-rays and the MRIs and come back, and now he's like, you need a partial knee replacement, which is basically a full knee replacement. Is they go in, they chop the top and bottom of your knee bone, your femur and your tibia, whatever it is, your upper and lower bones. They chop them off, and they put on this artificial metal and plastic, and they glue it in place on top of the bone. Blah blah blah. Well, a partial one is half of that. So you have, in my case, it's the outer part's going to stay original bone and cartilage. The inner half is top and bottom is going to be replaced. They're going to put a metal top and a plastic bottom so that that metal ball can still, I can still bend my knee and be without pain. So that's what's coming up in the very near future for me. I'm not sure exactly when. I'm going to call them tomorrow and try to set up an appointment for the surgery. So that is going to knock me down for a while. But maybe if I hadn't even stopped playing, yeah, who knows, right? But it is what it is. Um, so getting back to the cheating though, these guys have already damaged the sport. I mean, steroids damage the sport, and it's taken a long time for it to come back. And my fear is now that because these guys are not disciplined, are they going to get into the Hall of Fame knowing that they broke the rule like the PED guys did? They broke the rules. They broke the rules, all right? Um, so PED guys are kind of penalized. They were named and all that good stuff. And Bagwell got into Hall of Fame, and he's I don't know, guys. You tell me, but he exploded too. Like there's no way he wasn't using PEDs. So some guys fell through the crack. A lot of guys in their like 30s to 40-year-old range root for the Clemens, the McGuires, those guys to get into the Hall of Fame, the Bonds to get into the Hall of Fame. And I don't. They cheated. They broke the rules. As good as they were, they had to go to the next level and um, take advantage of the system. Alex Rodriguez, let's not forget about A-Rod. All right, so these guys are not being disciplined, so there's no stain on them um, legally, let's say, right? The stain is just what we put on them. So the writers, as the older writers pass away and they get replaced by these younger guys, are they going to uphold? Hey, Rob G, what's going on? Are they going to uphold the rules that were set out by Major League Baseball in the past, or do we just let everyone in and hell with it? You know, I don't know. I mean, I know what my feeling is. No, they don't get in. That is reserved for the guys who played fairly, played the game that was supposed to be played. You know what I'm saying? That didn't take advantage of even the loophole in the system. By the way, have you guys heard about Mike Trout? The rumors. I've heard this. Someone else brought it up just the other day. I saw someone's video where they brought it up. Um, but I've heard this, God, months ago, maybe even 6 months ago. Yeah. Well, my mom had both her knees done, and she was, in her 70s, and I know people who were in their 80s to get it done. Hold on, the wife's calling.
Are you done yet?
No, why? What's up?
My coffee pot button don't work.
All right, back. Sorry, guys. The wife's coffee pot broke, and she can't live without her coffee. And I can't fix it. Not the glass, the actual heating element is not working. So I lost my train of thought because of that. But anyway, yeah, everyone has their own take on this whole cheating scandal, and mine is these guys need to be penalized. They need some kind of penalty. They stole money from other players through the reward system, as far as like the MVP, where Aaron Judge could have got like $8 million if he'd won. That's like a bonus thing in his contract. Thank you, Rob G. Yeah, that's one of the few. Like, I don't have many PSA submissions, but that's one that I got when I was very young, and yeah, I'm so happy that it was graded authentic. That was one like I mailed away. I bought that for like ridiculously $6 or $10. That's how long ago it was you could get stuff back then. This mantle I bought off of eBay, and that was like $300. So, but I did have a mantle autograph, and my father named me after Mickey Mantle. So um, he's always been my guy through all of his shortcomings as a human being. He still was a pretty darn good ball player. But anyway, um, these guys cheated. I guess they used greenies back then, right? Uppers. I don't know. Oh yeah, my wife drinks coffee and I don't. But she's a coffee drinker and her pot is broke, and now she's a little upset. So I don't know. I know it's a good excuse to run to Walmart, right? But I may do that after this. Run Walmart, pick her up a coffee pot, and just happen to make a pass by the blaster box area. I don't know. Haven't done a Walmart pickup in a while. My last card purchase, because I saw something on Amazon. I had to get it. I got some nice. I think I made a video on it and posted it. Got some cards from the 50s and 60s out of it, which was nice, that I didn't have. Just 500 counts card boxes with random cards in it. Pretty nice. 50s, 60s, 70s, up to the 80s, I believe. I don't think there are anything higher than the 80s. Yeah, well, my Walmarts don't have that great a selection, and you just can't go in there and pick up like older stuff, unfortunately. Older being 2018, even updates. Everything's 2019. I get lucky. I found a couple 2017 or 16 packs just laying around. I don't even know how they even like get there. Like, where have these been sitting in storage for this long? As far as like Walmart, that they're able to get these, I don't know. But anyway, and I'm not like you guys are all up on this new stuff. The Bat Down Acuna Jr. I used to be into it a lot years ago, and then once I stopped, I kind of just stopped really getting into it and knowing all the little nuances and ins and outs and all the things to look for. I used to be that way, but I like the older stuff. Who doesn't? I like the 50s and 60s and older cards, 70s. Maybe because that's when I started. I started in the early 70s collecting, and that's when I really fell in love with it. I had older brothers that were collecting for a couple years and kind of got me into it, and just grew from there. Where now oh God, I don't know how many 30 some years ago I bought my brother's collections. My two older brothers' collections. My one second oldest brother only liked football. He was a Kansas City Chiefs guy. My oldest brother was a Yankee guy, of course, because we grew up in a Yankee household. Um, I bought all his, and at the time they had a lot, but they didn't. If you look at it, you know, 5 or 10,000 cards each. Whereas now my collection is so huge, it's ridiculous. And my twin brother had collected, but he wouldn't sell out. He was a Red Sox. Go figure. I'm a Yankee fan. He's a Red Sox fan, and we're identical twins. Um, well, I shouldn't say Red Sox fan. He actually was a Braves fan, but he really liked Carl Yastrzemski for some reason. So he was like a Yaz PC guy, but loved the Atlanta Braves. So um, yeah, we still got along. Um, yeah, then the new young players there, Alex, really make it exciting. The children of the guys who your younger guys grew up watching play on a daily basis, to see their children come along and oh, there you go. Yeah, I'm a hobbyist. You like Schmidt, but you're a Braves fan. I'm a fan of baseball in general. I really appreciate good baseball players like the Acuna Juniors, the Juan Soto's. I mean, yeah, they're the big names, but they're big names because they are good. The Trout, love Mike Trout. By the way, let's go back to Mike Trout. Did you guys hear that Mike Trout's been out of the headlines, but he's being kind of investigated by MLB, and so is Harper for this product that they've been advertising. Now, I just heard the like this protein stuff or whatever they've been advertising, and so MLB's been looking at it closely to make sure that it's not like ingredients in there are part of their non are on the prohibited list. So they may find themselves in a bit of trouble. Those two guys, of all people, Mike Trout, right? The kind of face of baseball right now. The only thing that's really, you know, going to save it now is a guy like Mike Trout. If he gets tied up in a scandal, I don't know what's going to happen to baseball. A lot of these other guys are still kind of young. They don't carry the star power. The Sotos, the Acuna Juniors, the Bichettes, the Vladdy Juniors. They don't have the star power yet. They're the flash in the pan kind of guys right now. They don't have longevity. Let's put it that way. They're a flash in the pan until they get longevity under their belt and consistency. Um, but anyway, Trout and them and this other YouTuber, I forget who it was, said something about Trout's being investigated for like a PED kind of thing. So that could be bad. I knew about the substances that they were taking, but like openly um, promoting as like a product. Um, and then they said the Trout thing was HGH, human growth hormone type treatment for a thyroid condition. I don't know. Don't know what baseball's going to do about that. I had thyroid cancer and I had my thyroid removed, so um, I know what it's like to have a thyroid issue. I didn't know I had a problem at the time, but thank goodness I had a doctor. I was having other medical issues, and thank goodness I had a doctor who's decided to just check my throat and said, you know what, something my neck, something doesn't feel right. I need you to go have this checked. Boom. Just like Eric Jabs, I had the exact same thing Eric went through, except I went through mine probably a year before him. Had to have it removed. Um, Radioactive ablation, where I had to swallow this radioactive capsule and stay sequestered in my bedroom for 7 days to allow this radioactivity to go through my body and then dissipate. If I was around other living things that had a thyroid, the the radiation that was coming out of my body would start to attack their thyroid. So the doctor said. all my um, utensils, my eating utensils, is like, oh well, you just use regular silverware and plates and wash it when you're done. I'm like, wait a minute, you cannot tell me that I have to stay away from people yet they're allowed to be around my utensils and all that stuff. So I used paper and plastic. I kept all that in my room for a month and just put it in a trash bag. And then when I was done, um, I took that bag and I hung it out in the backyard for like a month. Just hung it from a tree. So, because they're like, oh no, you can throw it in the trash and it's okay. And I'm like, what about my bodily waste? That goes down to the sewage plant. It doesn't go into a cistern or anything like that. And there's some guy down there who's got to, be working down there. Oh well, no, the state of New Jersey says it's perfectly safe and blah blah. I'm like, oh my god. So there's a lot of stuff going on we don't know, like the cheating scandal. A lot of stuff going on that we're not even privy to. I can't wait to see what comes out of this. I have a funny feeling that baseball is afraid of exposing anything more, and that's why they're just shutting it like right down right now. Like that's it. No, we found nothing else. We found nothing else. Um, and that they're afraid it's gonna really, really chase people away from the game permanently. Like lose a huge fan base to where the sport, with all these huge salaries now, can't support itself. These salaries are paid through guys like you and me going to the games, buying the jerseys, the hats. You know, we're the ones who pay these players' salaries, basically. Um, Baseball cards we purchase. Who do you think pays MLB for the licensing? The card companies, but we pay for the cards. These autograph sessions that they put these cards in there, they pay the players, but we pay the company who pays for the licensing, who paid the player. We're the guys who are doing the paying. We're the ones paying in the end. You know, I don't know. It's just like overproducing of cards how it hurt this sport. And I think they're afraid this hobby. I think they're afraid they're going to hurt the sport of baseball to the point where it will never recover. It won't be like football will far, far, far surpass baseball. Hockey, or not hockey, even hockey. I'm thinking soccer will be a more popular sport than baseball, which soccer is a growing sport in this country as it is. So many kids play that now instead of football, even because it's a perceived safer sport. But anyway, my rant is going to end here, guys. Hour and 48 minutes. And, you know, it's just time to end the stream, I guess, because we could talk forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever about the subject, and it's really not going anywhere. MLB has to do their job, and they're the only ones who can do their job. All right. So listen, guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for all the thumbs up and the likes. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do so now. And again, we'll catch you all guys in the next one. This is Boomslang signing out, saying peace, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Yes, Alex, you guys have a good night. Stay warm up there in Canada, eh? Thanks, hobbyists, for hanging out. Thanks, everyone. Rob, John, I know he probably left a while ago. Opeachy, thanks. And I'm glad I got my chat fixed. I may do something else like SteamYards, just so we could do three, 3 or 4 people in here on video chatting. I have to figure out how that's going to work. I mean, I have the webcam, so I have to have the webcam pointing on me, but I want to be able to focus on cards and stuff too. So I don't know how to do all that. I'm not that savvy. I'm savvy, but not savvy enough to do all that kind of stuff. Now I play MLB The Show 2019 and I can't figure out because I played on my PS4. I don't know how to get it to transfer into the um, uh, what I have. I have OBS, Open Broadcasting Source, is my editing software. I don't know how to get it to come across onto where I can do live streaming. Like, yeah, I will. I'll figure it out. All right, guys, have a good night, and we'll catch you in the next one.